Good evening. I'd like to call this meeting to order, and thank you for being here for the August meeting. And I'd like to ask Mr. Johnson if he'd lead us in prayer and the pledge before we start. Thank you.
Let's pray. Father God, as always, we come before you with thanks. We thank you for just the ability to be here, Father. But we also thank you for the opportunity to do your work. Father, we pray that you will give us wisdom. Father, we pray that you will help us to have eyes to see the needs of not only those in the room, but the students, faculty, staff, all three schools. Father, we do not take this charge lightly. You've called us to lead this community, to lead this system. And we thank you for that calling, and we ask for your help. These things bring in your son, Jesus. Amen. Attention, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The first item we have is our consent items, which consist of the agenda, the minutes of last meeting, the overnight field trip, several overnight field trips, rental of the facility for Fields of Faith, fundraisers, and a policy for revision. Do I have any questions about the consent items?
Make a motion to approve as presented.
Motion by Mr. Heitman to approve.
Second.
Second by Mr. Mongrue. All in favor? I'm going to abstain from voting on the agenda because I was not present here, but everything else will. The next item is, we have no public participation.
That's correct.
Okay. Contract for membership with Regional Education Service.
Okay, each year, this board has to, in official session, agree to be in agreement to have our RESA department provide our services for us, and the fee this year is $4,765. They provide a lot of services for us with PD, and I think,
That's about what it's been costing too, right?
yes, sir.
It ain't going up.
No, sir, just a little bit.
All right, does anybody got any questions about it? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve that.
I'll make a motion, we approve it.
Motion by Mr. Madison, second by Mr. Mongrue. All in favor? Thank you. The next item is our financials. Mr. Norman.
Good evening. So tonight we are doing June's financials. June is our year end, so this is the completion of fiscal year 2025. Now, not everything is done because our financials are not due until 9/30 to the state, and then we have to do more reports afterwards that are due around the new year. So keep that in mind, but these are very good numbers for now. So looking right off the bat, last year we were at 5.4 million, or 5.9. That's kind of where we were thinking. We were thinking we'd get another 600K, and with the 69 from hopefully the bond company, that would put us right where we were projecting. Our local intangible taxes up a little bit. I think we collected an extra month this year. I think we only collected 11 last year versus 12. Just a timing issue is why it's higher. TABT went up 20K. Not really much there. I still think we have a good estimate for it. I updated financials today to include all of our interest for the year. And as you can see on the right, we are right at 100K of interest that we made in FY25 through our CDs. We've talked about this several times. Our revenues were overstated last year due to a receivable from 23. So they are technically understated this year to make up for it. We still collected our QBE. It should be at 100%, but due to the book entry, it's only at 90. Not much there. A lot of CTAE grants. Our security grants is why it's higher. The prior year December supplement was the one-time retention supplement from the state, but our security funding is why it is close to the same now. Our Medicaid is up a lot higher. It's because we received 2 annual supplements from the state, 2 CISS annual review. They went in for FY '23 and '24, did a review and sent us a check, so not gonna complain there. Our impact aid we did receive early in June, which is why it is, and we received more than expected. Obviously a lot higher last year, but it was due to a bunch of other factors that we did not receive this year. So overall revenues were good. Like I said, we were right at 1 million. We should have received in QBE that we didn't, well, we received it, but it's not on here due to the FY '24 error. So we would have collected over, 100% of the revenues where we should be.
I got a question. What is that 50,000?
That was a transfer, I can't remember I think it was a transfer maybe for pre-K or something. It was some kind of transfer. It washes out on the expenses. It moved, it was an expense on one side and a revenue on the other. And I think, it could be our capital projects, could be income.
That's kinda what it
capital
looks like.
projects.
That was the number on capital projects.
Yeah, that was, we moved 50,000 to capital projects, yeah.
Okay.
Pretty sure
Maybe
that's-
that's what it
Yeah, I
was.
think that's what that was.
Yeah, that's what it looked like by
So
then.
it just shows up on both, but it's really just a transfer. It's not revenue or expense. It just shows up on both.
Okay.
So going to expenses, same thing right off the bat, we were under budget at 98.5%. Our pupil services have been high all year. We talked about it. It was an error in our budget Excel spreadsheet that I corrected this year in the '25 budget, but that is the cause there. Our general admin, obviously we added another employee in the board office, which boosted that, but also workers' comp, for right now, is only in general admin. We usually split it between every function, and I will do that when I close the full year. So other than that, it would cause the others to go up a couple percent and that one to go down probably 12 to 15%. So reason for the high number there. And I was looking back, I think we bought 2 buses this year, but only 1 last year, so that's the major difference in why student transportation is higher than last year's budget, but it's where we budgeted. It's actually under where we budgeted. Balance sheet, we are basically where we were last year. As you can see, we're 70, 80K higher in cash. So let's get forward. We had a deficit of 550K basically, but we kept the same cash, and that's due to that entry, that audit entry that I had to make. So that's why you see the difference. But cash, we're still in the same spot. Assets, equity, pretty much all the same from last year. We just talked about this, so we're still sitting 3.6 million in equity. Capital projects, not much has changed. This does include the 50K that we just talked about, and only $1,656 worth of interest there. Our CEP program, this was cause for concern earlier in the year, is what it would cost us in June and July to operate without any students, without any meals or any income coming in. So it cost us about 40K. The other expenses was one that jumped out to me, but we bought a piece of equipment and replaced in one of the schools, so really we're only about 35, 36K of just, costs that we have to have, fixed costs to operate. So still over 120K of profits, basically, surplus for the year. Our SPLOS continues to grow, almost 115K this past month for July. That would have been June's collections in July. As you can see, the last 4 months were over 110K. I don't know if it slows down, this could be the new norm. I mean, I would expect us to collect over 100K, 105K for the next year, probably upwards of 125.
Do we, question,
I'm sorry.
do you know a figure of what, I mean, if I'm looking at it right, we have our payment for is what, October and April, is that right?
Correct,
So basically, the money coming in from SPOS now is just adding up, is that right?
correct.
You know how much that is, right off the top of your head?
From SPOS,
From SPOS, because it, well, I guess it would be this $114,000 a month, time how many ever months?
yeah, so we have, so this is through July, so we'll have August and September before the payment, and we're already 300K over, so we'll be $500,000 over needed, but total SPOS, I think we have 600K in SPOS now. I mean, it's gonna be higher than $500,000 probably.
Yeah. That's excess money besides what we gotta pay for the school bond.
Correct. So I did a little math on the side for you. We're at 3.5 million collected, which is 69% of what we projected, but we've only been through 60% of the months. So obviously, we're 9% ahead of where we projected. So our SPOS is running out. Once we get to 5 million, we either lose it or we have to renew it. So, moving forward, here's our SPOS summary at 600K, that we just talked about. And it's 110K over where we were. But moving forward, we have a SPOS resolution on the books that you all know. Now, what is it? It'll be on the November election. It is not a tax increase. I say that as many times as I can. It's no tax increase. We're paying 8% on all sale tax now. This is not an increase. It is a continuation. It is a 1% education local options sales tax. This is a continuation of that. We're asking to continue the same thing. Currently, it is used to cover the difference in our bond payments versus our bond taxes, which is about double. Usually we bring in about half the bond taxes that our payments are. But our SPOS has jumped so much, we are now looking to use this money for M&O things, for capital projects, and this could be huge for our property tax owners. So pros of this, it's another funding source when times get tight, and it's a tax that, everybody pays. So it could potentially ease the tax burden on our property owners. How? Just like I said, everybody that shops and dines here pays this tax, not just landowners, not just renters, not just Lincoln County residents, everybody. Says again. So cons, what could this do? I just mentioned we collect about half of our bond taxes that we need for the bond. So without this, we would potentially have to raise our M&O bond, our M&O millage rate by 2 mils to cover our bond payments. That would be absolutely terrible, and that's something nobody wants to do. The other con is we're losing out on 110K or more a month of funding. So please, 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 get out and vote in the November election for this SPOS resolution. This is a huge benefit for our school district, and there's really no downfall except to the school district. Our bond tax we just looked at, we did not collect much bond stuff during the summer. We're sitting at 1.4 million, so I don't think we'll have enough in here to cover our payments on October the 1st. We'll have to use a little bit of the SPOS, but it shouldn't be, but $250,000 maybe, 250,000. 300K ahead of where we were last year in the bond tax, and another 100 in SPOS, so basically we have a surplus of 400K from last year to this year in the bond and SPOS account. This was here, you were asking earlier, Mr. Cox, but this is, where we are now. I expect at least another 200, probably 225K of SPOS between then, and maybe another 10K of bond tax. So we should have anywhere from 525 to 550,000 surplus when it's time to make our October payment.
Thank you.
And you see last year we were 400K behind at 1.6 million. It is time to set the millage rate again. This is our current digest. Last year, our net digest was 421 million. It increased to 455 million. What does that mean? That means a meal of tax for us that we receive is $455,000. So with that, you know, if we take the rollback rate that was estimated, we'd receive 6.28 million for M&O. I think that's fine. We budgeted for around 6 million. So with what we budgeted for, I think this number is good for our school district. Obviously we don't collect it all either for people who miss their tax payments, but we should collect at least 6.1 million in M&O taxes for next year. And our bond rate, did something a little different this year. We were kind of advised to not necessarily lose it. Number one is everybody just continues to roll it back and then it goes away. We were advised that in case the SPLOST, something did happen to the SPLOST in November, that we would still have this income. So for now, it makes sense to me to leave it as is. There's a 5.7% increase on the bond at the bottom, but I think it's 55 or 60,000 in net taxes. That's the only difference. I think we would receive 853 versus 904, so around 50,000 of net tax collections. And here is our tax digest 5-year history. As you can see, our digest has grown tremendously in the past 5-6 years. And it shows an increase in taxes of 2.23%. What that is people who have added on or did improvements to their property. That extra $136,000 of taxes is that 2.3%, and that is normal. So it's no tax increase from us. We just receive a little more for those adjustments. Any questions? I know that was a lot. I'm sorry.
No questions?
Good.
That's good.
A lot of information this month.
Yes, you did good.
Any question?
In 2025, we for sure that the legislature has changed the mill rate to 10 as opposed to minimum 14.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
To not kick us out of equalization.
That is correct.
Right, still keep the equalization.
Okay.
Yeah, I can send you the bill.
No, that's fine.
But it is.
I didn't see it.
Got approved. That was a huge
I
push
just
for
wanna
us
be
staying
sure.
up there.
Yeah, I wanna make sure.
Last year.
I read it and keep reading just to make sure.
That's right. Don't want that to fall through the cracks. All right, if there's no further questions, we'll move forward to the 2025, thank you, Mr. Norman, by the way. We'll move forward to the 2025 millage rate approval.
All right, so you have an action item, and Mr. Norman did a great job of explaining what I put here. We will generate about the same amount of money, so my recommendation is that this board rolls back to the rollback rate of 13.789 for the school M&O. And again, we are rolling it back, even though the assessments went up, taxpayers may still see an increase, but this board is my recommendation that we take the full rollback rate of 13.789. And I do want to let the public know that over the last 2 years, this board has lowered the millage rate for 2 years in a row. In 2023, it was 15.079. And then last year, we lowered it half a mil to 14.579. And this year, it is my recommendation that the board lowered it again to 13.789, and that reflects almost 1.3 mils over 3 years. And you can see the chart on the screen showing that we have lowered it over the last couple of years. It is also my recommendation to maintain the school bond millage rate at 2.026. And hearings are not required for not accepting the rollback on the bond. Only on M and O do you have to have the meetings when you do not take the rollback.
Is that what you said? It's more than 3 mills, that's 2020, is that right?
Well, no, it increased because of, I think, the year we lost equalization. I think this board had to raise it 2 mills. But from 2023 to now, we're looking at a decrease of 1.3 mills.
Oh, we don't, like, in
That pattern.
2020, it went down 20.
Well, that was only because
And then went
we
back
lost
up.
equalization.
Yeah,
I think the
Yeah.
equalization the year before was about $1 million,
yeah.
and then we lost it, and then we had to raise the millage rate to cover those expenses.
Any questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve Dr. Gumby's recommendation of rolling the millage rate back and leaving the other rate like it is. I have a motion by Mr. Monroe, second by Mr. Madison. All in favor? Thank you.
Nice big headline in the paper. Board rolls back millage rate.
There you go. We need it.
We can't have hearings where they can come thank us.
There'll be none of that.
That's exactly right.
Nobody show up.
They won't be thanking you, you can count on that. Surplus items is the next item on our agenda.
All right, we do have Ms. Aycock, who's here with us. She has some items in the CTA department that needs to be added to the surplus list. So I entertain a motion and a second for approval for those items to be entered into surplus.
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
Where is all that stuff?
Old
So,
Jim.
yeah, we have some at the old gym and some of it was broken, not
Oh,
usable, so we kind of discarded those
Okay,
items.
okay. I thought this was an addition to what we'd already talked about.
This is an addition.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, that's
Yes.
in addition to
Oh, boy.
that.
Again, we just been holding on to stuff for years, and I think as principal, we just left it there, and when I was there, and we just never took care of it, so we're taking care of it now.
Get the Chromebooks and monitors.
Oh, my goodness. I'll make a motion to approve adding it to the surplus list or
Okay.
whatever.
I have a motion by Mr. Heitman to add this to the surplus. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Monroe. All in favor?
All right. And while we're on surplus, I didn't receive a single phone call, a visit, a text, email, anything regarding purchasing these items at the OGM and at the transportation department and the old chorus room. So we just need to decide how we're either gonna dispose of it or we're still gonna have an auction. There are some lawnmowers, some weed eaters, some buses that we would like to sell. So we just need to kind of select a date. But most of the electronic equipment is out of date, and we're thinking a computer for $1. And again, it would cost them more money to outfit the old computer to bring it up to standards than it would be to just go pick up a new computer. However, some people may want to do that, but we do have a vendor who will come and pick all of that stuff up for us and won't charge us for it because they'll use the equipment in it, not the equipment, but
The metals.
the parts, the metals in it. Thank you, sir. So I'm open to weekday sales. I'm open to a weekend sale. If it's weekday, we have the staff that can go help manage it, to sell some of those items. If it's the weekend, then I just have to bring them in on an off day to come in and help manage that, to sell and
I mean, I don't see us dragging this out. I see
No, sir.
us, if you're gonna sell the stuff, let's give them one shot. One Saturday morning, 8 to 12, one Friday morning, 8, if it works better for the staff to be there during the week. Let's do a Friday morning, 8 to 12 or something, and give them the opportunity to, whether it's to buy the buses or weed eaters or computers, and that's it. you know?
Whatever y'all decide.
Yeah.
Tell us.
at
okay,
12.
good. I just want to kind of get a feel.
And then at 12 o'clock, it's a done deal, and then it's not a question of why'd you throw this stuff away. you know, the community had the opportunity to purchase what they wanted to purchase that morning, whether it's a weekday or whether it's a Saturday. That's my opinion. I mean, I'm just thinking that
Do
I don't
you,
wanna see us do it over a week's period of time. That's a lot of,
do you propose disposing the electronics with this vendor prior to the sale or after the sale, if nobody buys the computers?
After the sale.
Okay.
But again, we missed the opportunity because this company, Guy and Jeffrey, spent a lot of time wiping it clean. This particular company would have wiped it clean and disposed of it. So again, you know, I learned that after the fact, but again, they will come and dispose of it.
Okay.
Again, during the weekday, I'll have the staff to kind of help do it for a couple of hours. And we just can make that a work day, half a work day doing that.
I don't have a problem with that. I think that, you know, if that'll work weekday, it'll work better for you.
I just hope the community, those who want to do it, can get off work, or I guess if we plan it in enough time, they can make
Well,
arrangements.
that's what I'm saying. That's why I said something about a Friday morning, you know, they make arrangements to be there, even if they're not there but an hour on Friday morning, you know, to try to purchase what they want to purchase. I'm not sure what kind of participation you're gonna get, but I just think that you give them the opportunity, and if they don't want the opportunity, then we throw it all away.
I had the games down, so Dr. Walsh can help me out. The next home game after Friday night is, I want to say, 29th. So if we can do it before the 29th, that way all that stuff will be out of there, and the other visiting team won't be in there with all that stuff. And
You hope it's out there.
sir,
You hope it's out there.
yes, sir. But again, we do have a path where the team can sit on one side and go to the locker room, so it's not an inconvenience. I mean, we can wait September, but I think the sooner the better.
Yeah, I think so. Has all the stuff been moved from like the old coral room and all that to the gym?
No, so we have the core room is a location. That's why I would love to do it on a weekday, so we can have some people at
So
the
you're
core
not- you're
room,
not gonna move
have some
that
people at the
just
gym, yes.
Simultaneously?
Yes, so just have some people there at each location for the people who want to come in.
Elementary school, she got some stuff?
Her stuff is already transferred over to them.
I still got more stuff in there.
A lot of stuff was in those storage buildings.
And what about Miss Aycock's stuff? Will it be moved to the gym also?
Yes, we're gonna get the stuff that's not broken and damaged.
Okay.
So you authorizing me to pick a date after
Mhm.
this, and we'll get it done? Okay.
Mhm. I think so.
And we'll get it posted in the newspaper.
All right, our next item is policies to move to procedures.
Okay, we have two policies that I've kind of looked at. Each month, I just look at different school systems and try to look at these policies and make sure we kind of match and are in line. And these two policies are under the procedures of other school districts. And again, bus conduct is really nothing more than what's in the handbook already. So it's not a policy, it's just procedures on what happens and how kids should behave on the bus. So that's really not a policy. So move that to procedures. And then the actual, I think it's management, transportation management, is how we actually schedule bus routes. So there's procedures of how to schedule it. So I would like to have these two move to procedures and not stay on the policies.
Okay, you need a motion to do that.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anybody have any questions about these two policies? If not, then I'll entertain a motion to move them to procedures.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Mr. Heitman, second by Mr. Madison. All in favor? Okay, thank you. The next is policies for review.
All right, so 5 years have elapsed, and it's time to relook at these policies. I have reviewed all 7 of these policies, and there are no changes for any of these policies. So if you have any questions, I entertain questions.
And if no questions there for the review policies, we'll move on to superintendent's reports.
All right. You can click on a picture for me that second, yes. Miss Aycock is with us, so instead of me reading this, I would just like for her to kind of talk about this new role, but we want to congratulate Ms. Michelle Aycock for being nominated to be on the State Executive Board for WBL. So tremendous honor and congratulations. It was peer reviewed, so her peers selected her to be on this committee. So, Ms. Aycock?
Thank you. I did not volunteer for this. So, they say when your plate's full, it gets full, or just, people want you to do things. So, it was a nomination, but I am looking forward to it. I've gotten to know some great people across the state of Georgia, that I have admired from afar, things that they, do and get done, throughout the state. So I'm excited to be working with them. This year I'll be the co-chair, but next year I'll be the chair of our region. So it's a 2-year commitment. But I'm looking forward to it. I've already been in discussions with the chairperson. We're planning our regional meetings, and I'll have the state meeting on the first one next month. But Work-Based Learning has a lot of good things going on right now. They have just implemented they're rolling out an entrepreneur framework for, instead of, if we have students who not only want to go work for businesses, if they actually are opening their own business or have their own business, they actually can still do work-based learning. It is a little more legwork that they do. It's not just, go work and tell me you work 20 hours. They actually have to do a business plan. They have to show their marketing plan. They have to show their accounts receivables. So it's not just someone cutting grass for their daddy. It's someone who's serious about starting their business. So I think that's going to be good for students maybe that are interested in that. We have our highest enrollment in the fall semester that we've had since I've been there. Fall is normally, the numbers are a little bit low because we're coming off of summer. I have students register or apply for Work-Based Learning in May, and a lot of times students don't know what they're doing over the summer. They don't know if they're going to have a job come August. But enrollment is the highest it's been for the fall, and then hopefully, as it has done in the past, it will increase even more in the spring with students in school. So that's it. You might have any questions?
Well, let's congratulate.
Yes, congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
Have time to do it.
Thank you.
Congratulations. And with that experience at the state level, our students benefit here locally. So.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. Head Start. The interim agency has let us know that we will have a new agency that will be in charge of Head Start here in Lincoln County. It is Episcopal Children's Services. And we knew from the beginning that CDI was interim. Their role throughout the country is when when an agency loses Head Start, like the agency that we had, CSRA, EOA, when they lost the contract, CDI is an interim agency that picks that up and keeps it going until a new one is found. So we hope to have a new agency. Dr. Goldman, I think they said after September 30th?
Yes, and I've already actually met the agency. They came for a site visit last week. They're based out of Florida. Very kind, great team, ready to take over.
So we don't know what that looks like, having an agency from another state. We're used to having an agency down the road in Augusta. And I think they had their contract 20, 30 years or more, Head Start in Augusta. All right, district enrollment. Just want you guys to know where we are with enrollment. We are currently, as of yesterday, 1,283 students. And that chart is by race, by male, female, and totals per grade. So you do have a copy of that. And then Dr. Cunningham, if you can go to that chart.
On that chart, what 60 students?
So you can kind of see the increase by school and by year. So if you look at the district, the last line, from FY23, 1228 to FY26, we're at 1283. So a total of 50. Thank you, sir.
Students, yeah.
CFO guy. Thank you, sir. 55 students. But from last year, Mr. Norman? 18, yes,
18.
18. Okay, that's our district enrollment. And again, It is it's ever changing, and we kind of look at it, I mean, up to 10 days, and then we kind of say this is probably gonna be a good solid number.
Are we still seeing some coming even after school started?
The schools, yeah, in and out. So we've had some enroll and we've had some withdrawal. So it kind of balances out, hopefully, after 10 days, and we can kind of get settled and get moving.
So I know you want me to ask questions.
No, sir.
I'll ask one.
Yes, sir.
Just rough average, say 15 students a year we're growing each year.
Absolutely.
10 years from now, it's 150. So
Yes, sir.
are we looking at that in the future?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
During
I mean, what is our maximum capacity at this point? Growth, more students, you know? I mean, that's
No, we've been talking to facilities, and that's what we're going to talk eventually at our next school board meeting, our joint whole group meeting, just to talk about what our facility is going to look like, and are we maxed out, and what should we be planning for
okay.
in the near future. So
That's what I was wondering, if we got room like in the elementary school to add teachers, do we have rooms to add teachers if we got some classes that jump? Just say 5th grade jumps, and do we have room to do
It
that?
can be done. It
Sorry?
can be done.
It can be
but
done,
It
okay.
would require some shifts right now. We have some non-homeroom personnel that have their own classrooms that could potentially be combined to like workspace, like a room that has just a bunch of different workspaces. But we're almost there. Almost there.
So Dr. Cunningham, can you go back to the summary sheet? So I guess if you divide, the question was asking, divide 5th grade by 4. Let's just look at 5th grade. Was it 82 divided by 4. So roughly 21 per. So
So you could add
So
it.
classroom size,
we typically,
You could jump.
24 is a good size.
So you could add that, you could add 20 more students, basically, close to it, 16 more students to that,
4 per. 4 per each.
before you actually jumped another classroom.
3rd grade is our highest. They're sitting at 24 and 25 right now.
And then high school has 2 classes of almost 100. And then I think middle school, 2 classes, one of 107, and so he has some big classes in the middle school. So that 107 is averaging 25, 26 as well, almost 27 per.
So we got a little time to build your school then, basically.
All right. And then Centegix update. I didn't go check on it, but Centegix, they should have been at Larry Campbell Stadium today installing the equipment. They're going to be at the elementary school this afternoon. They wait till the kids go home, and then they install. They work all night long, and then they've told us that we should know that they were there. So they clean up everything overnight, and then they'll start tomorrow at the middle high school, again at night. They want to make sure nothing was going on in the building so that they can go freely through the building and install what they need to install. So hopefully everything will be installed by this week, and then Monday we'll start testing the equipment. And then the 25th is when we have our responder training. That's all of the administrators, counselors, secretaries, and anybody who's going to get a response in case of an emergency. Okay? And then we're going to train the school staff that Monday afternoon at the middle and high school. And then Tuesday we'll train the elementary school. So everyone should be trained by Tuesday, 8/26. And after that we should go live with our Centegix update.
Does anybody have any questions about any of that? If not, I'll entertain a motion to go to executive session. Motion by Mr. Madison, second by Mr. Monroe. I'd like to call this meeting back to order. The superintendent's recommended, and I make a motion that we hire Nina Savage, Morgan Easter Smith, and Hope Ferguson for paraprofessional positions.
Nina.
I'm sorry, Nina.
I say.
Second by Mr. Heitman, all in favor? Superintendent's recommended, and I make a motion that we hire Nakia Reed and Janice Faith Thornton as a nutrition substitute. Second by Mr. Madison. All in favor? Superintendent's recommended, and I make a motion that we hire Angie Spratlin as a bookkeeper / secretary substitute. Second by Mr. Heitman. All in favor? Superintendent's recommended, and I make a motion that we hire Jeff McKinney, Heather Riley, and Carolee Hobbins as substitute teachers.
Second.
Second by Mr. Madison. All in favor? Superintendent's recommended, and I make a motion that we hire Beth Tarbert as a substitute nurse. Second by Mr. Heitman. All in favor? Superintendent's recommended, and I make a motion that we hire Crystal Hodges as a bus monitor. Second by Mr. Heitman. All in favor? Superintendent's recommended, and I make a motion that we hire DeMarcus Allen as a bus driver. Second by Mr. Heitman. All in favor? Superintendent's recommended, and I make a motion that we accept the resignation of Brooke Davis, Jacqueline Metzger, and Taisha Crew as paraprofessionals.
Second.
Second by Mr. Madison. All in favor? Superintendent's recommended, and I make a motion that we accept the resignation of Jennifer Wood as a school nutrition assistant. Second, Mr. Madison. All in favor? Superintendent's recommended, and I make a motion that we accept the resignation of Chris Quarles as a transportation assistant.
Second.
Second by Mr. Madison. All in favor? And superintendent's recommended, and I make a motion that we give a retention supplement to the nutrition department.
Second.
Second by Mr. Madison. All in favor? And I need a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion.
Madison, second by Mr. Monkfield. Thank you very much.